Welcome back to Lollipops to Die For. I'm your host, Stephanie, and this is my co-host,
Simona.
And today we are talking about the murder in Texas, decapitation. Let's get into this. On April 26, 2010, in Lewisville, Texas, police got a chilling 911 call from a mailman, Jeremiah Gonzalez, who was out delivering his mail.
Yes, I'm in front of 1024 Shadowwood. I'm a U.S. Postal Service city carrier, and it seems to be a body in the street cut up. It looks like a body, the head coming off. It is a body.
Okay, is it 1024 Shadowwood?
1024 Shadowwood Lane.
Okay.
In Lewisville.
And it's in the street?
The body's in the street, is bleeding, is decapitated. They're just laying right here in the street.
This is a person, not an animal, right?
No, this is a person.
He was the one that made the actual call. He described what he saw in the call, and it was a horrific scene. There in the middle of the street in Lewisville was the body of Maria Corona. He said, the body is in the street and it's bleeding. It's decapitated. Gonzalez can be heard saying in the call.
Lewisville police opened their case file for WFAA. They showed us crime scene photos, the search warrant, and the stuff they took out of the house. We spoke with the lead detective, Bill Walrow, who is now an assistant chief, and he said the truth is stranger than fiction and harder to believe, and this is one of those Hollywood type of murders. You wouldn't think someone would do something like that, he said. Police say Maria was on the phone with one of her friends just before the murder, and her friend could hear loud noises in the background. She told her friend, I think Jose is out in the yard making noises with some sort of lawn equipment. Then got off the phone and went outside, apparently to see what was happening. And then that's when police say Jose attacked his wife with a chainsaw.
He made a lot of arrangements. Even the night before, he was making arrangements. The son heard him starting chainsaws outside at midnight. And he's like, does dad know that it's midnight? Why is he running chainsaws at midnight? He prepared, he had chainsaws running, he duct taped them so that they were running. He had 2 of them, prepped it all. The chainsaw had blood on it, Gonzalez, the mailman, said when he called the 911 operator. On that day, the chainsaw was actually in the back seat of the car. Okay, Lewisville police released that 911 call to us from the mailman who saw Maria's mutilated body and also who they now believe is Jose Corona, still there at the scene. He was next to his car. He was next to the vehicle, and he has a chainsaw running. The chainsaw is still running in the back of the vehicle, and I don't see him, said Gonzalez. It is terrible. On the 911 call, you can actually hear their oldest daughter get out of the car and running towards her mom, and officers trying to hold her back.
There's a woman. I think the people who live here just got here.
They just got there?
Yeah.
Okay, tell them. And it is 1020 Shadowwood?
Yeah. Here comes the cop. Here comes the
You
cop.
see the officer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you go. Go and talk to him.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Right before the daughter arrived to find her mom, Jose called his son-in-law.
According to the search warrant, he received a call and Corona told him, I did it. I killed her and was going to drag her body next door. Immediately after the murder, he jumped into a vehicle and drove away, eventually ended up in Bedford, where he dropped the car off. Police say after he attacked his wife, Jose got in another vehicle that they owned, left the chainsaw, and drove to a Walmart, because that's what normal people do.
Yeah.
Surveillance videos show him buying some clothes and some other items. He went in and purchased a few items and pulled some more money out of the ATM. And another Toyota pickup truck picks him up. There is a picture of that truck that police believed picked up Jose at the Walmart. Police say the driver then took Corona to an auto dealership and he got into a truck there and he said he was taking it on a test drive. He took off in the truck and headed for the border. We know he was in Loretto several hours later. We have a picture of him crossing near the border in that truck at the toll booth. There's a picture of him. That's where he crossed, and that was the last sighting of him.
That means he's still at large.
Right.
Even to this day. Police believe that the motive was that Corona was a suspicious person, controlling and suspected his wife of cheating on him. Police say he was talking to a curandera, which is a witch doctor. He believed his wife was having an affair, and he was seeking some sort of solution by going to the curandera, police say.
So she would provide little vials of perfume and had those around the house. The herbs would cast out spirits and bring in spirits that would help his marriage in that situation. When police searched the Corona home, they found potions with some sort of perfumes, little bottles of herbs, and they found black magic books. We spoke with Dr. Howard Campbell at the University of Texas in El Paso, who studies black magic, witchcraft, things that sometimes are prominent in a certain aspects of Latin culture. Typically, these faith healers types use potions, herbs, and liquids. I think the color red assumes that it is related to blood, the imagery of blood related to the heart or love. The idea is that faith healers give you things that are going to heal or fix the problem, said Dr. Campbell.
And today he is at large, living in Mexico. He's got family. They're from Mexico. He bailed there. So I think America's Most Wanted did some story on him, but they have yet to find him. It's been 14 years. That doesn't mean that it can't be solved,
right? Even
years later.
Right.
So who knows? But who knows? Is he still in Mexico, or has he crossed the border and come back into the United States again?
Most likely.
We have no clue.
But imagine the image that his kids or his daughter had looking at her mom's head being rolled over in the street. Something that is out of a movie. The mailman is right. Right. And if you listen to the 911 call, it's pretty gruesome. Like, the poor mailman must have had like a weird sighting.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, the association with the curandera and curanderia, which is basically just herb medicine.
Yeah.
Just because he was crazy doesn't mean that that's.
But magic. Even if he's going to like an occultist, even if he's going to a witch,
right?
To try to draw somebody back in, they certainly don't recommend at any point to go and kill anybody. If this doesn't work, then you need to do this.
Right.
That's not how it works. No witch or anybody's going to tell you to go do something like that. So,
I don't think he needed a reason. I think he was
upset. He was mad, and he has suspicions, and he just was at his wit's end, and that's probably what happened. People do the craziest things out of hate, jealousy, rage. That emotion is very, very powerful. So I don't think that the curandera had anything to do with it, but it definitely was part of the story when he's going there for that. So I'm sure they investigated them and found out that they had nothing to do with it, other than him buying some stuff off of them to try to fix it.
Some herbs and potions. But the sad part is, he did what he did, and he ran. He left his daughter to deal with this and the trauma of all this. And only because he couldn't face his wife and ask her up front, are you cheating on me?
Right.
It was easier to get the chainsaws and start them running. I know. Like, come on. But this is the world we're living in right now.
And that was back in 2010.
Right.
And now it's even more dangerous, where it's very deadly. You don't even have to know the person.
Right.
Walk down the street and you're done.
Right. So I guess at the end of the day, if you're married, keep an eye open.
Keep your dick in your pants and keep your legs closed.
Yes.
Because you never know when somebody might have a chainsaw.
Right.
Yeah.
But, You guys leave your 2 cents in the comments, and let us know what you think about this love triangle that didn't. I mean, most likely it wasn't a love triangle; it was a duo. But just let us know your opinion.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Until the next time, always remember the truth is always scarier. Bye.
Bye.